Hey, what's going on? This is Big Ben. And will Bitcoin crash tomorrow or very soon? I will discuss that later on. But let's get into the Bitcoin futures. Basically, it's starting today and later on today. And the rumor, basically, a lot of people are saying that um, these big institutions is actually going to try, just basically going to try to short Bitcoin and drive the price down. So what's my take on that? Basically, that could probably happen. Who knows? I don't know if it's going to be that easy. But let's say they are successful at it. You know, what? Why would they do something like that? So my my thinking is basically if they do that, the reason why they want to drive down the price is because they missed the boat, right? They missed the whole ride because they was in their own little world and they didn't think Bitcoin was actually going to, be this popular and have this amount of attention and this this be successful. And they probably mad that they missed the boat and they want to profit from the volatility with Bitcoin and basically um, they probably want to short Bitcoin so they can buy it at a cheaper price. So that's probably the main reason why they would actually short Bitcoin because they want to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price so they can profit when Bitcoin goes back up. So that's my take on it. Will it happen? Will they be successful at it? I don't know, but that's probably the main reason why they actually want to short Bitcoin is because they want to get Bitcoin at a low price so they can buy it and then start profit. Just profit from the move up. And so I actually want to show you why I believe a strong pullback or a minor crash will probably happen soon. I was actually going and look. I was actually looking at Bitcoin chart, right? I was going back and I was trying to go back like at the beginning, right? And what I was basically doing, I was just looking at the chart and I noticed a pattern that Bitcoin has and basically I was looking at these moves that it makes. So overall, what I'm looking for is just if it's going and spiking up like this, right? You see how this we have this long spike, parabolic move, this just strong move up. Um, and I've noticed that we did have it in the past. So let's look, right? Um, the first decent move was, and we look at this. This is at 6 cents. That's crazy. Imagine buying Bitcoin at 6 cents. Wow, that's crazy. Whew, that's nuts. So the first major move was probably around here when it bust and went to $1, right? And what happened? It pulled back, right, and it shot up again, I believe. Boom! Look at this. See this spike, and it pulled back. There you go, that little pullback right here, and then it spiked again. So look at this spike, right? My thing is, I'm looking to see what happens after the spike, and this is the one of the major spikes we had, and it spiked up to what, $27, $28, and what happened after that was a major correction. Prices going down, and boom. So it basically lost half, right, or probably more than half of its value. And look at this. It was going, kept going down. So um, notice it's going down, right, and then it decides to hover around, and start going up, up and up and up. Then it does another spike, right? Look at this, look at this. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these patterns because, believe it or not, history does repeat itself, and you can actually go back in time and look at certain patterns, and it's just to give you a good, indication of what's going to happen in the future. So right now, if you notice that these big moves, look at this, a nice, crazy, big, crazy, strong move up to $140. Let's see how far this goes. Whoa, it's going to 200. And what happens? Boom. It drops to 100. So it loses like half of its value. And it goes down. Whoa, it went way down to 68. So that's crazy. So basically, when I was looking at this chart, I was looking at, I was just being nosy. I wasn't really trying to look for anything. I just wanted to actually look at the chart, in the beginning, and I noticed these patterns that Bitcoin has. That every time it spikes up, we have these big pullbacks or crashes, whatever you want to call it, and it pulls back. I mean, literally like half of whatever it went up. So, let's look at another situation. Prices going up, spike. Woo! Look at this spike. Whoa! Look at this. It shot up all the way to what, 1,000. Let's go some more. Look at this. Decent pullback. Almost half. Right? So let's see if it pulls back more. Nope. Oh, yes, it does. It pulls back. Oh, look at this. Oh, so it pulls back a lot. Maybe 60%, 70%. And then it goes, oh, it pulls back even more. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. So this is the pattern that Bitcoin has. And you have to be aware of this. I wasn't aware of this because, like I said, I wasn't really focused on Bitcoin. Didn't really care about Bitcoin until recently. Now I'm noticing, this. So I'm looking at, these patterns. So right now, this is the spike that we have right now, right? So this is it right here. Boom, boom. See how it's going crazy? Boom, boom, boom. Now, you notice that we have one pullback after that spike. This pullback wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but it was still a decent pullback. And then we have another spike. And then a little bit pullback. It wasn't crazy. And then we have this spike right here that is basically where we at right now. So I just showed you 1 and 2 decent pullbacks. So right now we might have a major correction based on what happened in the past. So whoever is at the top right now, maybe you want to actually start taking some profits. I'm not saying sell everything, or maybe you just want to hold and just wait for it to, even if it pulls back a lot, just wait and wait till it goes back up. Because if you notice that, in the past, that every time it has those big corrections, it does go back up. I mean, it does go back up. Now, I believe that Bitcoin has more upside. I do believe that. So I believe that if it does have this major correction, I believe 20,000 is doable. But if it has a major correction, I believe that we will go back up, maybe to 40,000, whatever. But at the same time, you have to know that this is possible. Just going back at the looking at this chart and looking at the history, that Bitcoin has a history of pulling back a lot before it goes back up, especially after these big long parabolic moves, these big spike up. I mean, these big run ups. So you definitely have to be realistic. And I know a lot of people that's holding Bitcoin, they probably don't want to be realistic. They probably don't want to say, nah, this thing is not going to pull back. It's going to keep on going up forever. But you just have to understand how how the market works. It doesn't actually goes up, and it can't keep on going up. And especially when you have these big run-ups like this, it's just unsustainable. It's not healthy. So pullbacks are healthy. Crashes, believe it or not, when I say the word crash or major pullbacks, there's actually nothing wrong with crashes. There's nothing wrong with pullbacks. It's healthy for the market. It is a lot of profit taken. A lot of people that's maybe just want to take some profit, or they just want to reset because it's a lot of unrational buying a lot of times, and they just want to reset the market. So pullbacks and crashes are not bad, but you will lose money if you are at the top. So you have to be prepared for that. So you got to say this. You got to say to yourself, do I want to either take money off right now, take some money off right now, and leave the rest of my position, in the market, and or just say, hey man, if this does pull back, I'm willing to go along with the ride. You got to be real with yourself. You cannot lie to yourself and say this Bitcoin is never going to pull back, or it's never going to have crashes, or is never going to do this. You can't. That's not realistic. So I'm just basically pointing this out to people that probably a major correction will be happening soon. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to happen this week or next week, but I believe, just based on the history, that something will probably happen. So just be prepared for that. Well, what price? I would say probably around. I mean, just based on history, we can literally go back down to, believe it or not, we go back to 7,000, or even 6,000, or even 5,000. Based on history, yes, we can go back down that much. And yes, if it does go back down that much, yes, that's a buying opportunity. So it's whatever you want to do. I'm just basically keeping this, just showing you what I see in the past. So that's pretty much it for this video. Subscribe, like, and I'll talk to you guys later.